I came to Crossing the Jordan because I was living in a really bad motel, being homeless off and on. Just struggled with a lot of different issues, self-esteem and trust and anger problems.
I was living at my father's house, and it was a house full of addiction. Everyone was a slave to their addiction in that household. And I've always had this void in my life, and I would fill it with substance abuse.
And so I just needed to either make a choice to change my life or start going down a really bad path.
And one day it hit me. I said, what am I doing with my life? My fiance and daughter were already in the Crossing the Jordan program. One day I went into the thrift store and said I would like to see my daughter. I met Michael Bryant for the first time. He said, well, I'm gonna need you to take a drug test. I said, sure, no problem. See you in a few days. And I gave a clean test. And he said, cool, you could take her out on a date and you can see your daughter. From that point on, I started going to church with some of the gals from the program and Michael and Dana.
My first week coming to this church, to Santa Rosa Christian Church, Eden was on stage and she stopped worship and she was like, God's just giving me a message right now that he wants you to know that he's just has this abundant life waiting for you, and that you're just going to be blessed, and that if you just keep walking with him, you know God is real. Because that's the main thing. I always wondered if I'd have a good life, or that if coming to the program to change my life was the right thing to do, or if it was going to work out for me. And so that was my biggest revelation, because that was, God speaking through her to let me know that he is there and that he does care.
I was still living at my father's house, not using or drinking. I didn't know how I was doing it, because a lot of my friends said, Brent, man, I don't know how you're doing it. It took me going to prison numerous times to stay clean and sober. And I said, yeah, this is kind of strange. He's like, I can tell you who's helping you, the Lord. And I paused and I thought, nah, who's that? No, I don't think so. I'd be reading my Bible at night, living in a household full of my family members. And it hit me. It hit me hard. Oh my gosh, this guy's real.
My relationship with God has just grown so much that I don't look to other things such as drugs or alcohol to fill that void in my life. God fills that void for me. It's mended my family, my relationship with my soon-to-be husband, Brent. He saw how I changed in my program and started to want that too.
I believe beginning of this year, I was baptized here at Santa Rosa Christian Church. And that day, standing up on that podium, I just felt this overwhelming sensation. And that was because of Jesus in me and my God. It was a miracle. I had been redeemed. I felt like a new man, and I was able to be that man for my fiance, to be that father for my child. And I finally felt like my life was taking a turn after 32 years.
You don't think that you can learn so much out of something so bad. God's just touched both our lives so much.
This is Fallon.
This is Brent.